Okay, so with Matt as our camera assistant, I will be doing the circumference measurements on Jesse here. And don't get ahead of yourself. I'm going to explain what all of these numbers mean in a different part of either this video or in another video. So we'll go over the measurements that the BEI scale and the body fat calipers and all this goes. But right now I'm just showing you the mechanics of how to do the assessment. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do on both a male and a female athlete, and it's a little bit different, so just pay attention to the nuances. Okay, bring this up forward just a little bit. Okay, so the way that I do the assessment is I like to start with the hips and move my way down, and then I end with the upper body. So for your client, what you're going to have them do is step sideways to you, and then you're going to tell them where you're going to be measuring so there's no surprises. For the hips, what I like to measure around is the glutes, and you want to get around the biggest part of the glutes because that's the part that changes. I don't want to measure bone structure. We're looking at what nutrition can change. Can it change the muscle? Can it change the fat? And we're looking in those areas. So I'm going around the biggest parts of the glutes. So if you'll pan down just a little bit, Matt. So what I like to do is I like to take a knee and put one knee up so that I'm here at that level. The other thing you'll notice is I'm to the side. This is so that my face isn't in my client's crotch. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to say I'm going to come around your glutes here. So I like to come around the waist, grab the tape, and then come across the middle part, or what I think the biggest part of the glutes are. I'm not going to squeeze tight. I'm just going to make sure it's snug, and I'm going to record that measurement. Now, while I'm already down here, I'm going to instruct my client to step cowboy stance like you're riding a horse, and she will assume a straddle stance. Once again, I'm to the side. Okay, this keeps things professional. I'm going to find the biggest part of the thigh. This is the thigh measurement. I come in the middle. Okay, so you're going to come around here, and then come up, pull it snug, not tight, and get about halfway between the top of the hip bone and the kneecap. Okay. The third measurement I'm going to do on the lower body is going to be around the calf. I'm just looking for the biggest part of the calf here, the middle part of the calf, and once again from the side, come around, hold the measuring tape tight, snug, and take the measurement. So now that we've done the hips, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do around the waist. Now that'll actually be the first measurement that we'll do. For this one, you'll have the client in front of you. You reach around, and then you'll find either the navel or just the biggest part of the waist here, the belly, so that we can take that measurement and pull it snug, take the measurement, and then record that. You also want to make sure that your client isn't wearing anything really tight, because that can change the measurement. So if they have a really tight belt on, or they're wearing like some of that Under Armour or anything like that, you may want to instruct them before they start the assessment not to wear stuff like that, or at least make a note and take it into account, because you can't always send an athlete home. Sometimes you just have to do it. Not everyone remembers to do everything. Now, here's the difference on how we're going to measure chest for a female client. You're going to have them stand sideways to you, and I like to give the cue, stand up Frankenstein, like that. You know, you're walking around Frankenstein, and you're going to reach around here from the side, go ahead and pull the tape measure out, and then come across the biggest part of the chest of the bust, and then record that measurement from the side. Okay, this is to help keep things professional. Now, I'm going to come across the shoulders. And to do the shoulder, everyone has kind of a different shoulder slope, and it can be hard to pull the tape measure snug. For this, I'm going to come across the back, and I'm just going to try to come up as high as I can while still being able to keep the tape measure tight. And I'm just going to come across here and take that measurement. Now, the final measurement we do for the upper body is going to be the upper arm. And for this, I just have the client stand to the side. And we're not going to do a flexed arm. We know, of course, that'll be bigger. I like to just do a relaxed arm, upper arm, and we're just going to go between the shoulder and the elbow here. Come across the middle, pull it snug, and then take the measurement. And that's how you do this in a female client. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop, and I'm going to show you how to do this on a male client. Very similar, just a couple of differences. Is it with me? Okay, now we have our male athlete, Matt here, and we're going to start off. We should have done this with the female because I like to start off in the belly and the navel. And I'm going to come across, instruct the athlete what you're doing. I'm coming across your belly here, and you can ask them to point to their belly button. So I'm going to have him point to his belly button. And then you can also kind of take the biggest area of that. So some people, it's a little bigger, just like an inch lower. I want to come across the biggest area because, remember, that's the part that changes. I'm looking for nutrition changes. Where does the fat change? Where does the muscle build? And that's why you can kind of just find that out. So you'll take the measurement, make sure it's snug, record that. Have the athlete stand to the side, instruct him to put his feet together. He'll kind of pan down a little bit. And once again, I'm going to take a knee, and I'm going to come across his glutes. So we'll come across here, just as we did for the female. Take that. I'll have him step out to the side. I'm going to come across his thigh, just like we do for everybody. And then, in the same stroke, I'm going to come down and get his calf. Okay? You'll be able to do this so it's very fluid. Boom, 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 boom. Now for the male, you're going to come across the chest. You can do that from the front. So I just say arms up. I fish around through. I say arms down. Just come across the nipple line, the biggest part of the chest, and pull it snug here and take the measurement. Same thing as we do for every other male or female with the shoulders. We're come across here. Take the measurement, and keeping everything nice, fast, and fluid, I come across the arm and take that measurement. That's how you do the circumference measurements.